Tune in to me, you watching Gully TV. I got a very special guest here. Y'all know I stay in the underground. Came highly recommended. Shout out to the New Crack Era. Tell me how you got down with the New Crack Era. I fuck with Ito and all them guys.
Word. Ito is genius. I met them all through Nyce Da Future. You know, Nyce Da Future been my dog for since I was a kid. And he linked up with Ito. He was working, he told me come out. So the rest is history, man. I was over there last night recording an album with him.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, shit crazy.
Yeah, them dudes is workaholics. They don't fuck around and shit.
Yeah.
I kind of start my interviews organically. I definitely want to know how you got down with them, but go ahead and introduce yourself. Welcome to Gully TV.
Yeah, my name is Reno War Rex. I'm a rapper and producer. I'm down with New Crack Era, Ito, Nyce Da Future, and I'm here live.
You got a very, very, very detailed bio, and again, I appreciate having you here. Before we get started, we had a brief conversation. You told me you was in the same penitentiary I was in.
Facts.
How'd you find yourself in Albion, man? Coming from New York.
I was down in so boom, Carlisle, right across the water from
Harrisburg.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got locked up. I was busting moves out there in Carlisle.
Right.
They locked me up. I did my time in Cumberland County. Really, first I got that Quahana boot camp shit. I don't know if that's still around.
Yeah.
I got that. I had to go through the motions for a couple of months before I went there. I did the tour, Camp Hill, Greatest for it.
Yeah.
And on the way to what they call Far Beyond, my nigga, I stopped at about 4 more jails on the way up there too. Yeah. Shit was just crazy. But I actually came back to Albion. That was my home jail for a violation.
Yeah.
So initially I never touched Albion because they sent me from Camp Hill straight to Quahana.
Straight to Quahana, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Prior to doing your tour of the state, did you ever do any time up there in New York?
Oh, nah, baby time. I did Rikers Island, the boat, nothing that is negligible, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Was there any difference between incarceration in New York and Pennsylvania?
Yeah, fuck. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Yo, I don't know how it is now. See, I got an FK number from back in the early 2000s, and they was just, if you caught a new one while you was out on parole, they just keep adding the shit. I never seen no shit like that.
They take your street time and add it to the end.
Bro, I was on parole for 9 years or some shit. Fuck around a 2 to 4.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Meek Mill went through all of that shit about.
Right.
It took for it to be a celebrity for people in high places to take a look at what they was doing. But I told people when they was doing it, when Meek was going through that shit, I'm like, man, they do that. They did that to all of us and shit.
Regular. But nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a little bit more love in the PA prison system. I never had no problems. I was on Rikers, but I mean that's like transitional shit. That's like the county out there. You know what I mean? But PA niggas show love, man. Especially my nigga Pun. We was just talking about friend we got in common, man. None but love, man.
Very good friend of mine. Used to play basketball with him. He wasn't always big like that. He was a big guy.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he used to hoop. He used to hoop. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Queens, New York, Flushing. Tell me what it was like growing up in Flushing, Queens.
Yo, shit was the best, man. Like the only thing that could have been better would have been growing up in Queensbridge, because it's me in apartment 4F, Royal Flushing apartment 3F. Large Professor 2 buildings over, Mike Geronimo, Shy Skills, who produced Onyx whole first album, Back the Fuck Up, live on the other side of my building. I mean, you had niggas like Slick Rick coming through the Checkers BM, the shit was live, bro. And I'm a shorty, you know what I'm saying? I'm 44. I'm not one of these young niggas, so I grew with hip hop simultaneously. So seeing all this, I'm talking golden era shit, Busta Rhymes. Come on, man. Shit was a movement. They call it Wastelands where I'm from, but also Queens Lounge. There was a lot of rich hip hop history. Word.
Yeah. So you growing up, you got a chance to see Royal Flush when he was like in his prime and shit?
Oh man, yeah, shit. I think he the first nigga. It was him or his brother when I got the Atari. He was the first nigga come upstairs, and you know, like I've been knowing this nigga my whole life. He family.
No doubt. Shout out to Flushing. When did you decide that this was something that you wanted to do?
2 years ago.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I want some different shit, man. I had my first kid when I was 20. I couldn't afford to be a starving artist. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to do the hip hop shit like that then. But I had a record deal when I was 16, a single deal with Herbie Lovebug through Universal Records, you know. But that was without trying. I was in the studio. He heard me. He offered me the deal on the spot. You know, sad to say, I didn't take it seriously until 2 years ago. Word.
So you was kind of always writing and shit?
Oh, I never. Yeah, every day since I was 12. Every day.
Yeah. Okay. All right. How did you find the Rochester sector of this hip hop? Your first time being exposed to it was through Nyce?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I never heard of Edo before Nyce.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, you know, he had a whole track of mine. He's like, yo, my man, he want to jump on it. So I'm like, all right. You know, I went and checked him out. Yo, dog, it took me 3 months to get through that nigga catalog. After that, I was like, hooked. You know, then I knew about the Conway and Westside, but they not really from Rochester.
No, they Buffalo.
Yeah, they just upstate. But you know, New York, the city niggas lump them all together anyway.
True.
But nah, them niggas got the resurgence going out there. Like Mud Brothers, Jay Black, fucking Chew. Oh man, yeah, them niggas got it.
Yeah, I like to feel that Rochester kind of like spearheaded the whole upstate New York wave. Even though there was other people doing their thing, you had guys in Syracuse, the Senate, and you had guys out of Buffalo, known as the Black Soprano family. That's where Benny the Butcher originally came from. But Rochester is like Queensbridge to me and shit. Like,
Word.
Rochester had a whole lot to do with me getting in position as far as this hip hop shit. I gained the identity fucking with Rochester because I brought something new to the online community. Like when I first started dropping content with the Trust Gang, that's 38 Special them guys. The East Coast was like, they wasn't on what they calling it boom bap now, but they were like kind of like following the trends and shit, like auto-tune, drill music, whatever was going on at the time. Rochester never strayed away from East Coast hip hop bars, beats and shit. Yeah. All right. So what has it been like working with Edo?
Man, it's great. I didn't understand it, but sometimes, a lot of times, you got to leave your hometown to get the love you deserve. You know what I'm saying? And it's been great because Edo did nothing but embrace me from day one. You know, the whole town show love, man. So working with Edo is refreshing. You know what I'm saying? He's like a real artist. Like he don't give a fuck about nothing but the music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's dope to not have some other ill responsibility laying over your head when you're trying to create.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you feel about being a part of the underground? You said prior that you had a situation, kind of like a label situation, with Herbie Lovebug's brother.
Herbie Lovebug and his brother.
Oh, him and his brother, okay. That probably would be viewed as more of like a mainstream look. How you feel about the underground?
I love it. Yeah. I love it. There's no strings attached. To tell you the truth, I'm an underground artist. I mean, I know a lot of niggas' goals is to go mainstream, but nah, I like that underground shit. I don't want to do what them other niggas is doing. I don't dance. I'm not even into fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm wearing shit to promote me. Like, I just want some grimy shit, bro.
Nah, that's what it is. That's what the underground is.
Yeah,
shit.
You know what I mean?
Underground niggas get more money than the mainstream. The mainstream niggas just got a lot of followers. They don't have a lot of money.
Right.
I'm the first to tell you that aspect, like that shit ain't real. You know what I mean? You're in the right place right now. How many projects have you had the pleasure of putting out thus far?
Oh, in the last 2 years, I put out 6.
6 in a year?
No, 2 years. 2 years.
6 joints?
Yeah. I'm gonna step that up. Plus, I got joints that ain't even come out yet. I got an album with me, Nyce Da Future, Rob Gates. That shit is crazy.
Shout out to Gates.
That's my nigga, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, Gates. How'd you get down with Kool Keith? I noticed that you got a video with one of the East Coast legends. How did that happen?
Yeah, so Kool Keith, definite legend. When I was growing up, Papa Lodge, big shot on the East Coast, like that shit, that song, the video, like had this crazy impact on me. Like I never forgot that shit. And as you know, I didn't give a fuck about rap for a long time, but now my man engineers for Kool Keith goes on tour with him.
Yeah.
So the whole shit happened in like a week. I got this beat and I said, damn, I want to say that on the hook. You know, big shot on the East Coast, but I'm not with no biting.
Yeah.
If I say a nigga line, he really got to stand next to me and co-sign.
Definitely.
So I reached out, I was like, yo, listen, can we get him for the video? Because I can't do it unless he's saying it's all right for the world to see.
Yeah.
And yo, it was love. I mean, that nigga came right out, you know. I didn't even know something like that, but he's a great dude. And yo, this nigga's still getting it. I want everybody to know that. Don't sleep on son. He's touring. He just got off tour 2 days ago. Like, rap ain't a young man's game no more, my nigga. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's not a young man's game by no means. When I say that is all the nice niggas is over 40.
Thank you.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Niggas just making money off of tours. They my age. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Did you fully understand the magnitude of standing next to him?
So, yeah, I'm with full transparency. I fanned out. Like, no, because this is a nigga like I used to call the box when you order the videos.
Yeah.
Order that shit back to back. Nah, man, that shit is like meeting Superman, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. I didn't grasp it. I still don't.
Yeah. How did your peers receive it when they seen the video?
Nothing but respect. You know what I mean? Like, it made me feel ill because like I kind of thought it would be a little over niggas' heads. I don't really know the climate. I don't listen to rap like that.
Yeah.
So I thought niggas wouldn't really be in touch with the reference, but niggas right away gravitated towards it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
How you go about production and shit? I was checking out your sound. I fuck with it. Is Ito somebody that you work with exclusively, or you kind of like fish around for different sounds?
I do most of my own production.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I've like all but 2 of my albums I produced the whole thing.
Yeah.
Ito and I haven't put out a joint yet that he produced, but this album that we were working on last night, excuse me, shit's gonna be fire. With me, I just he ain't gotta do nothing for me, man. I was telling E last night, we was joking. The nigga that hit me with like $25,000 worth of guest verses. The man didn't have to do that. He don't have to do nothing else. So I just play my part. You know what I'm saying? I wait till I'm called up, and then we'll do the thing. But does he influence my sound?
Yeah,
absolutely. He's fucking he's one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. But
Nyce is somebody that I met through Ito, and it was like, this is the nigga Prodigy was talking about.
Yes.
From the book My Infamous Life. So I kind of like, you know, when I met him, I'm like, okay, this is the kid that P was talking about and shit. How far do y'all musical relationship go back? Because you said you only been taking it serious for a minute. He been on it for a while.
Yeah, he was like the nigga. He will always for decades like, yo, please come do this rap shit. Stop doing what you're doing, you know. And he always tried to pull me into the fold. I can't lie, like, and I appreciate that because, you know, a lot of times niggas try to get niggas caught up in some bullshit, but he always tried to get me to do the right thing. And, you know, I told the story before, but, you know, long story short, one day I was, like, in the middle of a robbery. The niggas banging my line. So I hit him, like, what's up? He like, yo, Prodigy got this book signed, and he had just came home at this point. He's like, yo, come through. I came through, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I was on some hungry gorilla shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing, too. I tell niggas too, you listen to my rhymes, highs and lows. Sometimes I had it, sometimes I didn't. You know, any real hustle nigga get back. But this time I was low, you know what I mean? And I was hungry, and I realized I was doing the wrong thing. And when he presented me with that choice, it was like a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? I went over there. Yo, this nigga P, one of the realest, kindest souls ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met him, let's say a Wednesday. Thursday, we at NBC. He like on Dateline talking about the book he put out.
Yeah.
We at the Best Buy show. I'm backstage with Little Kim, doing shots with Capadonna, Black Thought running around. And like, you gotta understand, like, I grew up with Flush and these niggas, so I was kind of jaded.
Yeah.
But now I'm a hip hop nerd, my nigga. I was ready to black out in there. Alchemist over there, Illa G pop out.
Yeah. Shout out to Illa, that's my man.
Yeah, yo, man. I told this Illa G story, man. First of all, Illa G a real nigga.
He is.
He came to the Best Buy show and niggas was ready to stomp him out. And there was a lot of niggas around, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He stood his ground. He did like a man did. I mean, it went down smooth, but he stood his ground, man. So I told that story on another interview. I won't mention the name, of course. And I don't know. I ain't like the response too much. Cause I tried to big the nigga up, and I felt like the nigga was like, "Oh yeah, man, try to play me like son exaggerating or something." But nah, you was about to get stomped out, bro, and you stood your ground. It's love, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm off on the rant, but that shit.
Nah. This is hip hop, man. This is Gully TV too. My shit is uncensored, no sugarcoat.
You heard? That's what I'm talking.
I know who Illa G is. He ain't no sucker.
Nah.
Like that. Yeah, I know he probably wasn't appreciating hearing that, but shout out to Illa.
Word.
So you got a chance to be around P during My Infamous Life book run.
Oh man, yo, listen, yeah, the whole book run, we were everywhere, and the nigga, you gotta realize it. Other than Nyce, he ain't know me from a can of paint. He knew I was good with Nyce, and Nyce, he good everywhere.
Yeah.
So as soon as he brought me in the fold, it was love. The illest shit. So they rehearsing for the Best Buy show, right? It's only Have, P, and somebody else. One of the songs she was doing was Eye for an Eye.
Yeah.
These niggas started doing who is it? Ray Part?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm watching Have and P go back and forth doing Ray Part. Again, the hip hop nerd in me, I was just like, yo, I don't care what niggas is talking about. That was one of the illest shits I ever seen in my life. But experiences like that, they was just coming every day, you know what I mean?
Right. During the course of being with him during the book run, did you start to get the feeling that this was a very controversial book? But like, was y'all starting to feel the heat or starting to hear things? Because a lot of shit became of that book.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It was probably the first. So that book signing I went to was in Astoria, and I forget who. One of the rapper niggas he offended was supposed to come out. It was supposed to be a thing, but I'm like, my nigga, I don't know. I think honestly, niggas saw a chance to shine. He mentioned their name, and they probably took it too far. But it wasn't that serious. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Maybe the shit with him and Keith Murray was a little controversial, but other than that, nah.
Yeah, okay. Of these 6 projects you put out in the last 2 years, which one was the one? Or maybe you had 2, but which one was your Illmatic or your Reasonable Doubt? If I was to reference one of your projects for my viewers, which one would it be?
I would say, honestly, I gotta say 2. Freebase Foul would be my Illmatic. Yeah. Gem Pop would be my It Was Written.
Okay. Why'd you pick those 2? Any dope features, or you just went dolo?
Nah, So on I always got Nyce Da Future. But on Gem Pop, nah, not really. I kept it family. I worked with other rappers before, like on the Cold Street album, which is fire too. I got Flush, I got UFO Feeve.
Yeah.
Did the video with the kid J.D. Williams, Bodie from The Wire.
Yeah.
But the shit that niggas keep referencing, because I talk to the crowd, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what my opinion is.
Right.
Niggas, that Freebase Foul and that Gem Pop.
I haven't met UFO Feeve yet, but I'm hearing a lot about him. He nice.
Yo, he's a good spirit. He came there like the nigga. He don't care. He come to rap. He come to act. The nigga was moving couches like for the video. Like he don't care. He's gonna be a star. Word.
Enthusiasm is important, man. It's important. This is a guy on my Pillmatic series named YNX, man. I was just complimenting him to THRU, that's the producer, of how easy he is to work with, man. That's as important as somebody's action. I really respect and appreciate, man, people who don't bring their egos to work. Like, we all trying to do something collectively, and we got to do this shit together. So that means a whole lot, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
In a similar fashion, it means a whole lot that you traveled all this way to get here for this interview today.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, what you got going on for 2025? You here at Gully TV, man. Go ahead and spill it.
Yo, 2025, I got the album Savant coming out in 4 weeks. That's produced entirely by Digger. Digger, he's a producer from France. This will be our second project together. Shit is fire. No features on it. I'm sorry, I got Bad Lungs on it. Dope dude out of Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I got the album with Edo coming out. He produced the whole album. We ain't got a title yet. It's gonna be the illest shit niggas heard. And then I got an album dropping with Feeve, producer from Nostalgic Noise. Actually, you just had Illinois on here.
That's my man, the Clark.
Yeah.
I told you I fuck with him, Rochester.
Oh yeah. No, you definitely do. Fucking Feeve just produced the expensive cloth, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Luxurious cloth.
Luxurious
Yeah.
Cloth, yeah.
So he's dope. That's Troop's partner, and yeah, that shit we just gonna keep banging. Got a short film coming out too, and the EP with Royal Flush dropping this year too.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You're doing your thing. What I see that you're working with a producer from overseas. How does the overseas market receive your content?
France and Australia, outside of the US, are biggest supporters.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Yo, it's always when you go away from home.
Got fans places you probably ain't never even been yet and shit. Yeah. They really, really on it. Have you made it to the level of actually producing tangible content, vinyls, CDs, anything like that?
No, but on this run with Edo, when we drop our album, that's when I'm gonna do it. I always had the idea in my mind that the first few albums I put out was gonna be like testers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this one with Edo, we going full steam. Vinyl, CDs, we already doing the merch.
Yeah. That's what's up. I have to ask you this. What was it like working with Bodie from The Wire? What's his real name?
J.D. Williams.
I've met a few of them niggas, man. I call them niggas by their Wire names.
Yeah. Like, nobody knows what I'm talking about until I say that.
Yeah. Hassan Johnson, shout out to Haas. That's my dude.
Yeah.
That's Weebay. I told him whatever. I said, I hope you ain't offended. I keep calling you Bay. He like, no, I'm used to it now.
You gotta get that all day, bro. Yeah. Yo, it was ill because I was definitely out of my league. You know what I'm saying? I had the opportunity, and it was like, yo, seize it and make it happen, or don't. You know what I mean? The nigga's so professional. He turned it on like night and day. Like, these niggas, what they doing ain't child's play. You know what I'm saying? Like, to see it first, and he's like directing us while he's doing it. The shit was surreal, bro. Because again, I'm a fan. That's a big part of our pop culture. The Wire, Oz.
Yeah.
I mean, shit was kind of crazy.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. Shout out. I can't stress this enough, man. The people that referenced you and referred you to do this interview, man, they've been a very, very big help, man. I want to give a shout out to Jay Rios from the New Crack era, man. He be working hard, man. Like, that's what I mean by it be certain energies that's brought to this shit that means a lot. You know what I'm saying? As you see, we did it. We put it together.
Facts, yeah.
All right. Before we abbreviate this interview, because I got a flight to catch, I want you to give me some of the names of the guys that, since you've been exposed to the upstate New York corridor, that's what I call it, and shout out to Interstate 90, who's some of the people music that you enjoy, and some that you might possibly feel like working with in the near future?
Oh man, like I'm big on the underground. Like Mud Brothers, number one. Those my niggas. Like they grimy as fuck. I fuck with them. I'm always gonna work with Edo, J Black family. I want to do some shit with G4 Jag. I never met him yet, but I hear he good people. I respect what he do. He do shit for like the community and the kids, so that shit's dope. Cause we met first, so that's fire. Yeah, I'm working. Nah, I can't lie. I work with most of these niggas already. I really, to be honest with you, Gates is it for me when it comes to upstate. Gates and Edo.
I fuck with Gates, man. He was a must-have when I first started to run through the city of Rochester. It was other niggas on the cloth that I interviewed, like, yo, you gotta get Gates. You gotta get Gates. He's a fireball, man.
Son, crazy, man. Yeah.
Who's some of the people that you produce for?
Oh, I really don't produce for niggas. I produce for myself because I just try to be a one-stop shop. I really I don't want to wait on niggas. I make my own beats. I record myself.
Yeah.
Do my own merch. And the more I learn, the more I'm gonna do. I don't want to rely on nobody, or at least if I do rely on somebody, I want to know everything they know too.
Yeah.
So it's ground up shit all the way.
How long did it take you to get your dribble right when it came to production, like, you know, mastering the softwares and all of that?
Still getting it right.
Yeah.
I learn every day. I'm on a tutorial. Like, ain't no other way but hard work. So, you know, some niggas is naturally gifted, but for me, I work harder than niggas. So I'm on the tutorials. I'm talking to Edo. You know, just learning.
Being a student of this shit.
Yeah. It never gonna end. Yeah.
That's how I got in this position. You know, initially, I started out as an author. I was doing ghostwriting and shit like that, and I tried to sell Gully TV to the publishing company that I was signed to, and she didn't see the vision or whatever. So boom, after I got out the contract, I went back to the streets. I'm in the streets getting money and shit like that, and I literally took my ideas. I didn't have no cameras or nothing. I was more so a director. I was going to being amongst niggas who had cameras and shit like that. One of my little homies had some, you know, equipment, and I just started directing shit. But my passion started to supersede, and it went well far beyond the people that was around me. So I was stuck because I didn't have any real knowledge of computers and editing and shit like that. But at the beginning, I was paying niggas to do my editing. I was always behind the camera and shit because I knew the questions I wanted to ask, and I knew how I wanted the people that I was filming, I knew how I wanted them to look. Like, I all the way down to every detail, I controlled it. But the guys that was editing for me and shit like that, they couldn't keep up with me. And I couldn't keep allowing niggas to tell me, oh, my girl birthday today, I gotta go do this.
Yeah.
I got my kid, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I try to understand and respect those portions of people's lives, but it was slowing me up. Mm-hmm. And I had been in a lab sitting next to these niggas editing for me for years. So I'm kind of like watching what they doing and shit, and I just hopped on a computer one day. This back in the Windows Movie Maker. You know what I mean? Back in the MySpace days and shit. And just started getting down and shit, man. And I was in like 2006 or some shit. And before I knew it, I had 20 years in doing this shit. So I totally understand what you mean by you having to get on tutorials and kind of like basically learn this shit for self. Because niggas don't share the same passion. Like, if it don't directly benefit them, they don't see the big picture and shit, man. So I commend you for taking on the initiative to, you know, do your own shit, man. And what you're doing is you adding a skill set that's gonna pay you eventually and shit. Eventually somebody gonna want you to get behind them boards and help me put my shit together and shit. Tell my viewers where they can find you out online if you got a website or anything like that. That would be great.
You can find me on Instagram, Reno_RX_. That's the best place to find me. My music's on all platforms. I do my videos, my visuals exclusively through Paper Chaser. And what's up, yeah.
Give me some insight on the name, Reno RX. What's the math behind that?
Okay, so America's Most Wanted, Snoop Dogg and Tupac. The nigga Snoop Dogg was like, I couldn't make it out because the flow was just hard. He said, I think I got a nigga Reno or something. So I said, damn, first my name was, I put an O on the end to make, you know, masculine, like the Spanish Latin language. Yeah. And it was nigga Reno, and moms wasn't having that shit. So
I heard that.
You saw it in the Reno RX.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, but this is years in the making, man. It's just a silly name that stuck, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love that name now, though.
I respect the dribble, my nigga. Keep up the good work. I appreciate having me.
Yo, this is Reno Rx representing New Crack Era, and I'm here with Gully TV. Tap in.